Top 5 workout intensifiers to accelerate your gains from beginner all the way up to advanced. Maybe you've been going to the gym, your workouts have been kind of repetitive, getting a little bit redundant. You need to switch it up a little bit. I got you. Hey, maybe you feel like you've kind of hit a plateau when it comes to your progress, whether this is your numbers in the weight room, maybe this is your overall strength, maybe this is even how you look in the mirror. Maybe you aren't growing the way that you want it to be. In this video, I'm going to break it all down for you. As a disclaimer, with this video, there aren't going to be any crazy edits, anything flashy popping on the screen. Probably won't even have any pictures or videos of me in the gym in here. I literally have a Word document opened up right in front of me. This is how I learned the best. Keeping it super simple, super straight to the point. Honestly, my main goal with this video is for you to implement one thing the next time you step foot in the gym. That's all I ask for. Let's dive right into it. First things first is going to be, honestly, the easiest way to go ahead and intensify your workouts without doing anything crazy is just shortening your rest periods. Maybe, let's say you're resting 2 to 3 minutes in between your sets. Go ahead and actually set a timer. Maybe it's your watch, maybe it's your phone. Actually set a timer for 2 minutes and nail it every single time. Notice how much quicker you're able to go through your workouts and also how much more difficult it gets come set 2, come set 3. If you're already resting 2 minutes, hey, maybe drop it down to 90 seconds, maybe even 60 seconds if you're really a beast like that. Second way to go ahead and intensify your workouts, supersets. If you've been in the gym, you probably have done a superset before. Basically, you're doing 2 exercises back to back. Maybe this is bis and tris, right? Maybe you're doing a bench press and you're going right into a lat pull down or even a row. Maybe you're doing your quads. Also, you're hitting your hamstrings. 2 exercises back to back without any rest. Get ready for the biggest pump of your life. It definitely gets a little bit challenging with those bigger exercises like your bench press, your squats, your deadlifts, but it's a good time. You can also do 3 exercises back to back to back. Depending on how you want to go ahead and map out your workouts, go ahead and put 2 to 3 exercises back to back. It'll feel real nice. Number 3, this one, you might or might not have heard of it. It's called a giant set. It literally sounds like what it sounds like, a giant set. So typically with giant sets, it's only one total set. And when I program it for my clients, we start off at 50 reps. So 50 total reps. I know it sounds crazy at first, but what I want you to do is I want you to pick a weight where you fail at 15 to 20 reps. Let's say you're doing a chest fly, right? What is a weight that you will fail at 15 to 20? Personally, for me, maybe that's like 70 to 80 pounds. So let's go ahead and use that weight until it reaches a failure. I will probably fail like, let's say 20 reps. After that 20th rep, I should not feel like I can do anything more. I should not be able to get another rep. If I'm able to, that means I'm going too light. I got to up the weight. After that 20th rep, once I reach failure, take 5 deep inhales, 5 exhales right out your mouth. And then dive right back into it. Once you reach failure again, same thing. Inhale through your nose, out your mouth, 5 deep times, bang it out one more time. Maybe it will take you a couple of more tries. All good. But the point of a giant set is to help you get a lot of volume in, a lot of reps in, without adding a ton of stress on your joints. Let's say for like a bench press, right? You wouldn't really want to do a giant set on a bench press because your elbows, your pecs, your shoulders are going to be all types of beat up. Typically, it'll be for your smaller exercises, like your isolations. But the goal of it is to get a lot of reps in without adding a ton of stress, unnecessary stress on other body parts or other joints as well. Typically, like how I like to program it is I'll start off at 50 reps, and then each week I'll go up. 50 reps, 55, 60, 65. The most I've ever went up on these was like 75 reps. Try it. Let me know how it goes. Man, just get ready for a fat pump, a fat, juicy pump. Number 4, This one is also not one that's that popular, but it's called a Myro set. Essentially, it is kind of similar to a giant set. Typically, with a Myro set, we'll only do 2 sets. So how that works is just like the giant set, you want to pick a weight where you fail at a certain rep range. For the Myro set, I want you to fail at like 10 to 15. Let's say you're doing bicep curls. For me, I'll probably fail at 10 to 15 with like 60-pound barbell. Same exact idea. Let's go to failure. Let's say I fail like 12 reps with the 60-pound weights. Literally, just like we did with the giant set. And inhale through your nose, out your mouth 5 deep times, dive right back into it. Now, with the second time around, what you want to do is you want to match the amount of reps you got when you reach failure. So for me, that was 12 reps. Most likely will take me a couple of more sets to be able to finish all 12 reps. But with the Myro set, with just doing 2 sets, you're getting a lot of work in. A lot of work in. You can do this with bigger exercises, squat, bench, deadlift, but I wouldn't recommend it with the giant sets. Giant sets, keep it with the not isometric. Keep it with the isolation exercises. With the Myro sets, feel free to touch a little bit of the bigger movements. But just like the giant set, the goal of it is to get a lot of work in without having to spend hours in the gym and without having to beat up a lot of your other muscle groups as well. Last but not least, this is going to be really, really advanced. If you know, you know. If you're a client of mine and you've gotten this programmed, if you know, you know. It's called triphasic. So with every exercise that you do, there are going to be 3 parts to it. There's going to be the eccentric, then there's going to be an isometric hold, and then there's going to be concentric. So with, again, any exercise that you do, let's use the bench press as an example. Everyone knows the bench press, right? So the eccentric of the bench press is when you bring the bar down on a bench press. Isometric hold, that is when your chest is at this fully stretched position. So that's when the bar is touching your chest. And concentric is when you're shortening your pecs. You're basically flexing your pecs. That is when you push the bar off of your chest. So those are the 3 components to any exercise. So what we're going to do is we're going to devote 2 to 4 weeks to each of these parts. 2 to 4 weeks of just eccentrics. Typically, we'll do 5 seconds on the way down. Every exercise for the next 2 to 4 weeks. The next 2 to 4 weeks after the eccentrics, we're going to do 5-second isometric holds. Every exercise, 5-second pause at the stretched position. And then after that, we'll do 2 to 4 weeks of just concentrics. That is basically when you're really focusing on using as much power as possible to flex each of your muscles. By doing so, this does a couple of things. Number 1, it really has you improve your execution with every exercise. With the negatives, you have to use good form. You have to use good form or you're going to feel it in your body. Personally, when I first started doing the eccentric, I realized how unstable I was, especially with the bench press. One arm is way stronger than the other, and I always found myself super slanted. But without slowing down these movements, I wouldn't know. I would never have even thought that, hey, like I am that lopsided. But with the eccentrics, with the 5 seconds on the way down, you're going to have to drop the weight, but your form, your execution, and how your quality of reps look, they're going to go crazy. Secondly, the mind-muscle connection is going to be insane. You'll notice that you'll be using way less weight than you've been using, but your mind-muscle connection and your pump is going to be absolutely insane, especially with the 5-second eccentrics, even with the isometric holds as well. With doing so, hey, after the next 6 to 12 weeks, depending on how long you want to run it for, once you pull away the negatives, once you pull away the pauses, what do you think will happen with the numbers in the weight room? Also, on top of that, you have way better form and you really, really focused on each part of those exercises, all of your weak points. What do you think will happen after these next 6 to 12 weeks? The first time I ran it, I kid you not, Once we took out the negatives and the pauses, I legit felt like Superman at the gym. I went from benching like 185 for only like a few reps, like 5 reps, I think. I was banging it out for like 12 reps. It was insane. So these are 5 workout intensifiers to accelerate your gains. Let me know which of these you're going to implement. Try at least one of them. Try at least one of them. Give it at least like 8 to 12 weeks to really, really, really notice the progress.